Alright guys, it's Dokkan time, and today we're going to be doing a showcase for Kefla. Now, Kefla should be getting her EZA on JP Dokkan in a couple weeks. For the first week or two, I'm assuming JP's just going to have Rose and a couple other things thrown out. I believe that the EZAs probably won't be shown until later on in the month, but it is definitely on the way for JP players, and I'm sure they're very much waiting and hoping to get this unit, probably a little bit more than Rose. But I want to just kind of like shoot the elephant in the room here. The best link partner for this unit is 100% a unit that is straight up terrible, which is the tech Kale and Khalifa as soon as they transform up into Super Saiyan 2 Kefla. But unfortunately, that unit is just straight up downright terrible, so it will not be taken into consideration for the showcase. Just a refresher on how to build Kefla. You want to go for mostly crit. You can choose either way that you want to go. You can either choose to go more defensively with dodge build, or you can try to go towards the additional route, which would obviously give you more of a damage per turn. So that is your two primary choices. This is pretty much Kefla's job, is to do damage, and she does it quite well, to the point of where I would have to say that she doesn't need to have her perfect link battery or partner because of how much damage she can do, and the fact that she completely and 100% relies on her dodge for her defensibility mostly. She can still get a very good number of defense, but I wouldn't say it's like a huge enough that you're surviving 2 million supers or anything. You're primarily going to be hoping that she dodges. So, these are my suggested role tips for her. We're just going to go fight Babidi's forces just for the fun and to show off the unit a little bit. So, as you can see, her best partners are more towards, obviously, Kale and Khalifa and the AGL Kale. Unfortunately, in my personal opinion, Kale is just not... I mean, she's not up to snuff anymore. It's not that you can't run a double Kale lead and, prop her on, like, that perfect kind of team there. But it's just, they've kind of fallen off, Kale and Khalifa and the AGL Kale Super Saiyan 2. I just feel like they've fallen off quite a bit as far as the meta is relevant to that point. So there is that to take into consideration here. I'm just going to try and get through this turn as quickly as possible. Her ideal partners as far as meta relevancy would 100% be just the Vegeta, Super Vegito, and then the AGL Vegito Blue. Specifically those two. I'm not counting this Goku and Vegeta in their base form. I'm not counting the Blue Boys in their base form. It's as soon as they transform into Vegito is their best partner as far as the meta relevance goes. That would be my suggestion for partners as far as most of their teams go. As you can see for the leaders, these are the top 3 leaders for 200%. The 200% leaders are AGL, Android 21 for a Peppy Gauss lead, along with Majin Power, which is very relevant right now. And then the Super Saiyan Trio is a little bit rough around the edges, but is still a very viable 200% lead in my personal opinion, with just how much damage they can do. That's kind of what Kefla's job is to do anyways. It's just pure damage as it stands. And then there's, of course, the new Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku, which she is 200% on his team. So, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. We're going to throw him over here. So the only really annoying thing about Kefla here is that she absolutely wants to have at least 5 key spheres. I think I want to say it's even like 6 key spheres. Yeah, she wants 6 key spheres to be doing additionals to build up her attack every turn. But you need primarily 3, 2, I believe, 2 key spheres as soon as you transform into a Super Saiyan. Unfortunately, because of the way orbs drop and they work, we can't grab 6. Otherwise, there's 6 right there for us to grab. It's really dumb. So I'm just going to grab the 5. She won't have the guaranteed additional. My Kefla is built for more DPS. That's how I chose to build her. Also, I didn't want to spend stones to push towards more dodge. But I gave her 20 crit. I gave her some attack orbs. I feel like she's just here to do damage. That's her main role. And that's the way I've chosen to use her. Doesn't mean that a dodge-centered role wouldn't be a bad thing. Obviously, it plays well to the units that you want to pair them with, like this Goku Vegeta Blue unit. They are primarily a dodge unit. That's kind of what you want to bring them for, slot 1 dodge unit. And that's exactly what we just witnessed. I feel like they're a pretty good slot 1 partner to Kefla, mostly because they're not doing a crap ton of damage, honestly, if any at all, almost. So, you know, really bringing them along isn't terrible. Throw them in slot 1, take a little bit of damage, transform them when you need to. By the time you transform them, you'll probably be at Super Saiyan 1 or 2 Kefla. As you can see, Kefla's already doing 10, 11 million damage. She doesn't even have, like, all of her links going off. They are link level 10, of course. But yeah, we already just double stacked greatly. I mean, probably the next turn she comes around, she's probably going to be throwing out 13, 14 million supers. She can do a crap ton of damage. She literally doubles what the Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku can do per super. It's very crazy how much damage she can do. She's a very good unit. She's very good. She's very good. As far as her slot position goes, it's 100% going to be slot 1 or 2. It just really depends. If she's not transformed all the way up, I would suggest keeping her slot 2 up until she hits Super Saiyan 2. Once she hits Super Saiyan 2, that's when she has a 70% chance to dodge, and that's when she's safer to be just kind of thrown in as a dodge tank into slot 1, if that's what you choose to do with them. So, let's just go ahead and do this real quick. We'll probably kill right here. But anyways, so yeah, Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku's team is probably my personal favorite team to throw her on, just because Majin Buu Saga is just so good right now. A next runner-up team would definitely be just throwing her onto like 170 Super Saiyan teams. She can still do very good on a 170 team. I think the game is getting to the point of where we're less and less wanting 170 leads. So I didn't want to put any 170 leads onto the tips and suggestions for her. I just only wanted to list 200% leads. That doesn't mean you can't throw her onto Super Saiyan Vegeta's team. She's 170 on there. That's perfectly fine. You know, and by all also means, you can 100% go for a, you know, double AGL Kale, Berserk Kale lead. You know, that's perfectly fine. I just don't think that that team is meta relevant to today's 9th anniversary standards. I just don't feel like it is. Mind you, I haven't tested it out. You know, I haven't really tried to push it to that point, but so we're going into Super Saiyan with Kale right now. Second to last phase of the fight here. Are we at half health? Can we transform? It would be really clutch right now if we could transform. No, we cannot. We're on turn 4. Well, here's hoping that here's hoping we can dodge. Here's hoping we can dodge. So with Kale at Super Saiyan status, she now only needs 2 Ki Spheres to have a 50% chance to dodge. And then with 4 or more, she can launch an additional super. Or, no, she gets plus an additional defense of 50% with 4 or more. And then she gets an additional super at 6 Ki Spheres. So as you can see, they don't really link up well. They're only Super Saiyan in Fierce Battle. It's not a huge amount. We're just going to grab these orbs for her because she needs them a lot. Unfortunately, that means that Hoob will not be attacking. That's okay. That's okay. I mean, this is a dodge or die moment anyway, so Blue Boys need to dodge regardless. So, but yeah, once we get the ability to transform with either of the Vegetos with Kefla on rotation, all of a sudden she becomes immensely better links-wise. She'll have 4 out of 7 links, 4 out of 7. And I don't think you'll ever go any higher than 4 out of 7, I believe. Unless you have Kale and Khalifa or the Tech Kale. Or the Tech Kefla, specifically. Once that Tech, Kale, and Khalifa finally get an easy A, I think STR Kefla will be a much, much better unit. And I think they will, a lot of people will try to use her a lot more then. Until then, she's just an absurdly good build-up damage unit and dodge tank. That full dodge build from my Kid Buu really paying off. Okay. So we're finally almost there. As much as I would love to transform to STR Vegeta right there, I'm gonna wait it out. Because I want to make sure that Kefla can get all of her. I want to make sure that AGL Vegito Blue will actually be able to come out and play. I'm not sure that he will though, because because the HP threshold is 50%, I believe, for them. I'm not sure we'll kill right now. It really just depends on how much damage Gotenks here will do. But yeah, Kefla's very good. I feel Kefla's very good. I feel like her best slot position is 100% in slot 2. The only problem with slot 2 positioning is obviously you get to the end of a fight like this where you could kill the enemy at any second, and it's possible you'll have rotations where she won't be able to build up. And that's just not ideal. You want her to build up. You want her to get her a damage and attack up for the final boss to just obliterate the boss. I've had so many times where Kefla just absolutely destroys the enemy. Just absolutely destroys the enemy. Let's see if we end up getting pushed to the final phase here. Yeah, it looks like we're going to. We're going to go into the final phase. Yep. Alright, Super Saiyan 2 Kefla is here. And we can transform with Vegito Blue. It's exactly what we want to see. All right. So, with this rotation in mind here, we will be having only 3 links. I thought it was 4. I swear it was 4. Okay, I think it's the power bestowed by God. Yeah, when performing a super attack. So, yeah, we got 4 links. Unfortunately, only one of them is a key link with the Fused Fighter. Fused Fighter is giving us some defense there, though. So that's nice to have. A little bit of extra defense goes a long way. So we're just going to go ahead and grab... yeah, there's not much we can grab here. I'm just going to grab this so that we can just see Kefla do her best with all of these orbs right here. Because Kefla, once she goes Super Saiyan 2, she's getting a whole bunch of extra defense. She's got her 50% dodge chance. If you get 2 or more key spheres obtained, you get an additional attack plus 160%, defense 60%. And then you get an additional super attack with 4 or more key spheres. And then if you get 6 or more key spheres, you can get extra critical chance and evasion chance of 20%. So a lot of people probably are like asking, why would you go with crit into her build at that point? And it's because of how many additionals she already can do. It's because of how much damage she's going to do. You're going to see how much damage she's going to do, and you'll see why I went with crit. Because crit, you're just going to plow. You're just going to plow through them. So. Let's just watch the fireworks. Of course, we're going to have to sit here and watch Vegito Blue do, like, I don't know how many freaking super attacks. I don't know how many he's going to do. What? Okay, so, Vegito Blue's fraudulence was showing, so we had to redo this. So anyways, now that we're back in here, we're gonna have a little bit less of an ideal turn, but this is part of the reason why I like the AGL Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku's team, because he acts as a pretty dang good slot 1 tank still. And that's what I like about him, is like, you know, he's still a tank. Even if he loses a bit of his damage reduction, he can still be fairly good, you know? So it's just something to keep in mind here. Okay. Now with that, with his guard, with his damage reduction, we should be okay. We should be theoretically a-okay. I'm not honestly too worried. So, once again, we're gonna go for the 6 key spheres with Kefla. She didn't get as much of a build-up this time around, and she obviously doesn't have as many links going off. She's only got Super Saiyan and Fierce Battle. But just work with me here. Let's see how much damage she can do with little build-up. There we go. He doesn't fraud on us. This AGL unit doesn't fraud. All right. Okay, Goku, I need you to let Kefla have the light. I let you. She needs the light, bro. Okay. Thank you. Okay, here we go. 20 mil. 20 mil. That's with very little to no build-up. I think she got like maybe 1, maybe 2 super attacks in 1 turn at one time, and that was it. So at most, she's got like 3 or 4 stacks, and now she's already at 21 million with her Chidori. Chidori! Can you hear it? You can hear the chirping. And here it goes. Make Sasuke proud. 1 turned. 1 turned. Mind you, it was type advantage, but still, my point stands. My point stands. Fantastic bloody unit. I love Kefla. Kefla is a very good unit. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of Universe 6 or Tournament of Power. I'm just gonna be real. And I love Dragon Ball all on its own, but primarily, it's not my favorite time. But Kefla, this Dokkan unit makes me like it. So, now, Kefla isn't, you know, she's not the most broken unit in the game by any means necessary. But I still think she's a very good unit. I think she's something that you can just throw onto the team, do loads of damage with, and still have that defensiveness with her dodge. And even without the dodge, she still has a very good chunk of defense, actually. Let me go over and look at Halvard's Twitter and see if we can go pull up some defensive stats for you. Okay, so we're over here on Halvard's Twitter, and where you have the stats for her actual, you know, for her and her base stat. You know, 1 mil defense, that's pretty good. And mind you, it's with triple supering, I mind you. More than likely, most players will only experience doubles. But still, I mean, 750k defense post-super with a 50% chance to dodge isn't terrible. I've seen worse in units. As far as her Super Saiyan form goes, you know, double super, get in there. With 6 key spheres, you're at 1 mil defense. Triple super, you're at 1.2. Obviously, if you have support on the rotation, you're at 1.4. With Kid Buu, that's probably closer to 1.5 or 1.6. And then, as far as her Super Saiyan 2 form goes, you're in that range of more of 1.5 million defense. And then on a double super, on just a double super, you're at freaking 1 million. Triple super, you're at 1.25. And then with a quad super, which it does happen, she can hit up to 1.5 million. And once again, with Kid Buu as a potential support unit on rotation with her, I just cannot express how decent this unit is. I love this EZA. Probably my favorite EZA. Maybe not my favorite EZA. That's probably exaggerating a bit. Kefla is fun though. Kefla is super fun, and she can only get better. You know, once we get some more Universe 6 options, we get some EZAs in the Universe 6 or Tournament of Power area, and I think she can just really shine. And I think JP players will really love this unit and probably rock her on a lot of 170 teams, and I think she'll just do great. So yeah. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think about Kefla. Is she all the hype that she's cracked up to be? What is the team that you use her on the most or want to use her on the most? Personally, I have the most fun with her on Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku's team and on Android 21's team. But those are just 200% leads. You can go for 170. She should be fine. Her best slot position should be slot 2 up until she hits Super Saiyan 2. And you can collect enough key spheres, then you can put her into slot 1 as a dodge tank. So yeah. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good day and a good night.